Guys, which one of these is the most dangerous thing to feed your dog? I can't believe we're still asking, is it okay? Is it safe? Can dog eat chicken? Well, chicken with the bone in it. But chicken, as we know, and if you didn't know this, joint support has a super important amino acid in it called lysine that helps benefit puppies in their growth. Now, which bones are safe, which bones are not safe? Which bones are best for your dog? Food for thought. In this video, you're gonna watch me feed all the dogs variations of bones and half of a chicken. Each dog needs a different style of bone because some dogs chew different than other dogs. Now, a couple things to be mindful of, people. Chicken is chicken is chicken. It is chicken. Now, a lot of dogs have chicken allergies. But chicken, as we know, and if you didn't know this, joint support has a super important amino acid in it called lysine that helps benefit puppies in their growth. And, in my opinion, one of the safer bones when you're feeding raw to feed your dog. When we get into pork ribs, learn that lesson. When we get into oxtails, learn that lesson. When we get into even really thick beef bones, you don't want to learn that lesson. You go, man. So the irony is the feet, the neck, even if it's turkey, those bones seem to fare well. And even a turkey's bones are a little bit thicker than a chicken bone. So when the dog gets to that final breaking of the bone, it's still, even raw, leaves them a little sharp, a little shardish, which could concern a pet parent because you're already worried, hey, can I feed my dog raw chicken bones? Yeah, you can, because we do. But I assure you, I've lived and no one's died from it. Knock on wood. So, I want to feed the dog chicken. Which one of these chickens do you think is not safe? Here's the other trick. Depending on how your dog eats, one of these chickens could cause problems. We saw in a clip where I gave Mowgli a chicken thigh, which chicken thighs are recommended to be some of these safest bones. The dog swallowed the whole thing, and you learn very quickly, man, he cannot have chicken thighs. I better stick to chicken wings or chicken legs. But the thighs almost did him in. So, and then get this, when Joker's eating a chicken, he has no muzzle. Therefore, I have to cut his chicken in half and then share it with another dog, AKA, oh, there we go, Cha-Cha, to make sure that Joker himself doesn't wear himself out eating chicken. And then there's a few other codes I cracked, but let me give you perspective. Everybody in this house can eat chicken, including the general. And the general will get active with some chicken legs, chicken wings. Boogeyman doesn't like chicken legs. He takes his time, so I have to give him half a chicken as a snack. Then still give him some fat, then still give him a complete chub from the Foundation Raw. Guys, if you're having chicken questions, what do we feed? How to feed chicken? All bones can be utilized. Let me repeat that. But not all bones are safe, in my opinion. And then you actually have to spend time watching your dog eat to know which bones can cause the most conflict in their life, which then cause conflict in your life, which then cause conflict in your pocketbooks. Because now that vet bill, especially if it's emergency, is $3,000. And you don't want to pay that price. Because we just like our dogs to be alive. So if you take anything away from this video, chicken wings, chicken legs, and believe it or not, whole chickens. The whole chicken itself is super beneficial for your dog, but even more importantly, it forces them to do a little bit more work on the chicken versus just, because once they get to this level, it gets a little challenging. And I'll show you in the next part of this video how everyone eats a chicken leg. Some people take 2 bites and swallow it. Some people do a little bit more work on it. We're gonna walk you through how each one of these things fares in the dog's body. So what happens, hey, relax. What happens if I give Maestro a chicken leg? He's smart enough to use them back crackers and not try to swallow it whole and choke himself. Oh boy. So he's fine. Let's see what happens with the next dog. Now what happens when I give the Joker a chicken leg? Oh, you did good, Joker. I'm surprised. All right, back up. Back up. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. So you realize very quickly that dog could choke if we give her something bigger because she's going to chew and swallow. We give the journal a couple of duck feet. That provides him some satiety. Then let's see what happens when we give Boogie some legs. He don't want you to watch him eat. It'll take Boogie half a day to eat that leg. So over the years, I've fed the dogs tons of things. If you've been here, part of what used to be Fit Bully TV, now World Pet Health, aka me, the dog father, you've seen us give hog heads, pig feet, goat heads, goat bodies. There's nothing, for the most part, if it's edible, deer heads, antlers, that I will not try to feed a dog if it is prey. I just pray I find the best meat for the dogs. I learned some tough lessons over the years. And one of the lessons I learned is that not all bones are created equal. Some bones are super unsafe, depending even on how your dog eats bones and food collectively. Who has a dog who chews and swallows and basically inhales their food? I've had one of those. Who has a dog that takes their time, enjoys the food even a little bit? You ever seen a dog be like this? You're like, oh, that brother's enjoying that meal, man. That raw food must be slapping. I had one of those. Who has a dog that just wants to get feeding time over and just happy to eat? He's like, man, I'm just glad I got some food today. We got those as well. So they're that medium ground. They're not trying to get through the meal. What we learned is that the safest ones to actually feed your dog are probably feet and necks. So if you can get duck feet or chicken necks or turkey necks, you probably are going to stay relatively safe when it comes to feeding your dog. Once we get into chicken legs, chicken thighs, whole chickens even, turkey legs, pork bones, beef bones, you get a little bit more nervous. Bones have selenium, zinc, and oftentimes can be considered a form of roughage and even help express anal glands, and they're good for keeping the poop together. When too much bone goes into play, you run the risk of poop overcalcifying, hence the white poop, and dog running risk later of lymphoma, which is not good for you, your pockets, your mind, your heart, your soul, and definitely not your dog. What I learned is Cha-Cha can choke to death because she eats so fast. The Joker tries to eat fast, but is learning to slow down. He'll choke to death. Maestro is the one who takes the most time, but also eats fast, chewing through the food. So he hasn't had a run-in yet, but for the most part, I've learned his style of feeding. So he does best with chicken legs. He can eat some chicken thighs, definitely any of the necks. Cha-Cha and the Joker could choke on a turkey or a chicken thigh. They don't choke on turkey thighs because they're a little bit bigger. A whole lot bigger, for being honest. So the best bones I recommend are chicken legs, chicken wings, chicken necks, and turkey necks. Those are some of the safest bones to feed your dog, in my opinion. Only thing safer than that are your feet. Duck feet, chicken feet, all that other good stuff. The best way to introduce your dog to bone is to give him a whole chicken. Or depending on how big of an eater it is half of a chicken. So we gave the Joker, Cha-Cha, half a chicken. Plus we gave them a chicken leg so you could see them work through their process. Now the Joker, he does what? He chews, took a couple bites, and boom. Cha-Cha chewed one time and swallowed the whole thing. Maestro did a chew swallow, and Boogeyman just looked at it. You could do it. You're going to eat that bone. He gets more motivated when other people do, but you have to literally leave a bone or two in there for half the day. So Boogeyman's a dog where I give him a snack in the morning, oftentimes, aka his bones, because he will not eat those bones when he's eating the foundation raw or his meal. Just not happening. So I like to fill him up with a little bit of a snack in the morning, and then let him get his 2-3 pounds of chubs that evening. if you're trying to introduce your dog to raw food and you fear bones, one of the primary functions of bones is what? To keep the teeth clean. What other things can you do to help keep the teeth clean outside of getting some of those other trace minerals? Celery and carrots also have the same impact in terms of cleaning the teeth that bones do. And then everything that's in a bone, nutritionally speaking, you could just add to the dog's meal. And if you want to know more about other foods you might consider adding, either join our Patreon or find a video where I've already talked about the importance of trace minerals and things that our dogs need to sustain their overall quality of life. But the bone question, can you feed your dogs raw bones? Yes. Are raw bones good for your dogs? Yes. Are all raw bones created equal? No. And some, I kid you not, could kill your dog. And I gotta be honest, I didn't think that the dogs would ever be at risk for dying, or even at risk because I've read in the book, hey, oxtails are good to feed your dog. Well, maybe he's talking about the whole tail, because when I gave him the oxtails chopped from the store, they almost choked to death. And that makes you think, I don't know if that's worth it. Then we did a whole rack of ribs. You go, how does dog almost die after eating a whole rack of ribs that we didn't even break down? You're supposed to chew through the ribs. I'm thinking I'm doing the dog a favor, saying, oh, she ain't gonna be able to choke on this. She gotta eat the whole rib. This chewed up some ribs and was almost died on 3 ribs. And it was, I'm talking like a rack. You just never know, which means you gotta get to know your dog. So now more than ever, my primary source of bone for every dog is either something duck related or chicken related, but most importantly, we like the feet or the whole body. A neck, a duck head is okay, a chicken head is okay. But we are not feeding beef bones, definitely no pork bones. And I think those 2 bones are some of my primary concerns. Everything else, you should be fine. Because I'll feed the dogs in one of the videos in the future, a whole T-bone steak. You'll see, they don't even like chewing through the T-bone steak. It's like, ooh, that T-bone a little tough for me, boy. I'll come back to it. I've seen many dogs, even my boy Ego back in the day, get through a good portion of it. He was like, man, this bone ain't helping me now. And that was that, and it was raw. Guys, stay tuned, take care of your dogs. Be cautious, be careful. And if you are afraid or asking the question, can I feed raw bones? The answer is yes. The question is, which bone is best for you and your dog?